The county pastors came to the Capitol hoping to change the way marriage licenses are issued in Kentucky.
And we are already tracking the first taste of a chill out there today. It gets even deeper toward the end of the week. I'll have that coming up for you.
Also, fans stuck in traffic for hours waiting for the Luke Bryan concert may be able to get their money back. Find out who's eligible for a refund now at 4.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Cooler air has moved into the bluegrass, and it's another beautiful fall day. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's in the low 60s right now. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a first look at the forecast. Jim, a great day.
It is a great looking day. And I'll tell you what, Jennifer, if you think back to yesterday when we were close to 80 degrees, by the way, it looked a whole lot like it does out there right now. But the thing about it is, it's not the same feel to the air. Temperatures have dropped to anywhere between 10, maybe 15 degrees in some areas between yesterday and today. That's why you're finding low, mid-60s throughout the area. Out to our east, they're still holding close to 70 degrees. The reason being that cooler air mass hasn't completely caught up with the area just yet. It's coming, and you can even see kind of how it's highlighted there, where you go from a yellow shading to a little hint of orange. It's coming, and it'll be chilly for you. Compare it to yesterday. Anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees cooler across most of the area. Here in Lexington, we're 11 degrees cooler at the same time yesterday, so that puts us closer to the 70-degree mark. So a big change over 24 hours, and it gets even cooler as we head toward the weekend. Our focus on the forecast, first frost possibilities coming your way for the weekend. It might be a little more than a frost. There might be a good hard freeze for some of us, as some areas could see temperatures maybe settle in the upper 20s. We will track that coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
We'll see you in 15 minutes, Jim. A group of Christian leaders from Rowan County traveled to the state capitol today, hoping to meet with Governor Steve Beshear to talk about county clerks and marriage licenses. They claim they have a solution for the issue that landed Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis behind bars. WKYT's Victor Puente is in Frankfort with the details in our top story at 4.
This group of pastors said they intend to meet with the governor in an effort to make sure what happened to Kim Davis doesn't happen to any other county clerks. The group was led by Rowan County evangelist Randy Smith, who was a vocal supporter of Kim Davis when she was sued by the ACLU. He said the discussion today centered around issues with county clerks who didn't want to issue marriage licenses to gay couples. Davis was jailed after she refused a federal judge's order to issue gay marriage licenses. She was released once several of her deputy clerks agreed to issue them. Governor Steve Beshear wasn't available, but the group did meet with his chief of staff. Smith said they're asking to have the issuing of marriage licenses moved online to protect other clerks from facing similar punishment.
If Kim Davis going to jail or a county clerk going to jail is the least restrictive means possible, I would hate to see what the punishment is.
2 other Kentucky county clerks are also refusing to issue gay marriage licenses. So far, the clerks in Casey and Whitley counties haven't had any legal issues. In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The governor's communications director released a statement saying Governor Beshear sees no need to spend taxpayers' money calling a special session of the General Assembly when 117 of 120 county clerks are doing their jobs. A man accused of stabbing his boyfriend to death took the stand in Lexington today. Matthew Donahue faces charges in the January murder of Todd Shoemaker at their home on Lamont Drive. A detective testified first, saying Donahue first told police 2 men came into the home and assaulted them. Detectives told the court Donahue later admitted to stabbing Shoemaker and called it self-defense. Once the detectives finished, Donahue gave his side of the story.
I remember when I pulled the knife out, I remember thinking I need to stop because there was already a lot of blood. I had no intention from that point to keep going. But Todd didn't just slow down. If he would have gotten the knife out of my hand, he would have butchered me with it.
During the hearing, the defense made a motion to dismiss the case for lack of evidence, but the judge denied that request. We'll have more from the courthouse on WKYT News at 4:30. Today, Lexington leaders are talking about a proposal to move and combine some of the city's fire stations. The city paid Public Safety Solutions Incorporated nearly $70,000 for the study, which looked at population shifts in Lexington. The recommendations include combining the Marino Street and West Jefferson Street fire stations downtown, adding a station in Masterson Station, and moving fire stations on Tates Creek Road and Finney Drive. We'll have details on the discussion on WKYT News at 6. If you were stuck in traffic for hours last week trying to get to the Luke Bryan concert at Talon Winery, you might be eligible for a refund. The company in charge of selling tickets for the event released a statement today saying anyone who was unable to attend the show due to traffic or had their ticket scanned after 9:30 that night can apply for a refund until Friday night at 7. Just email requests to support@zorbiatickets.com. We also have that information at WKYT.com. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. As we told you this past weekend, the Wisconsin-based Freedom from Religion Foundation sent an email to Wilmore Mayor Harold Rainwater asking him to remove a cross from on top of the town's water tower. The city argues that the cross and water tower are on private land and its support for the cross has been very high. The foundation disagrees. Today we talk with a Wilmore woman who is creating crosses to be placed in yards by neighbors and businesses to send a message to the foundation. You'll hear from her on WKYT News at 5. Leaders of Keeneland say the results of a review into the safety of their dirt track have been released now. After 3 horses suffered catastrophic injuries during the opening week of the fall meet, Keeneland had the executive director of the Racing Services Testing Lab, Dr. Mick Peterson, review the track over the weekend. Keeneland says he looked at testing and daily measuring procedures. The review found the dirt surface met all pre-meet test criteria and maintenance was being performed with protocols developed for the track. We'll take a closer look at the review at Keeneland on WKYT News at 5:30. And there will soon be a new option for women trying to escape from domestic violence. Greenhouse 17 in Lexington has received $4 million for a transitional house. The money will be used to build 24 apartments for women trying to get back to a normal life.
The 3 to 6 months in shelter living, I think, can sometimes be counterproductive. So we want to be able to offer about up to 2 years to be able to do some little more wraparound and supportive services to these families.
12 of the apartments will be located on the shelter's property. The other will be near New Circle Road. We'll have much more on the new project ahead on WKYT News at 4:30. And that's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The Democratic candidates for president will square off tonight in the party's first debate of the 2016 campaign. Peter Ducey has the latest from Washington.
Hillary Clinton making a surprise visit to a culinary workers union protest outside of Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas on Monday.
And you have to say no to efforts to prevent you from organizing.
Clinton is in town for the first Democratic presidential debate of the campaign season. The most recent Fox News poll shows she's still the frontrunner among Democratic primary voters, receiving 45% of the vote. Disconcerting, however, for the Clinton team is the 16 points she's lost.
This is not just a gradual erosion. This is a pretty steep drop, and I think, again, it's best explained by her loss, the loss of confidence in Hillary Clinton among independents and Republicans.
Some say one of the major issues with Clinton is her flip-flopping on major issues.
Every major issue she has shifted, and it's why the base of the Democratic Party, they kind of like her, but they do not love her.
In fact, it's Vice President Joe Biden who would have the best chance in beating a Republican candidate, according to the new numbers. Yet to announce his candidacy, if the election was held today, Biden beats Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. Lincoln Chafee, Martin O'Malley, and Jim Webb will also be participating in tonight's debate. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has said the debate will be boring, so he will be live tweeting during the event at the request of many. In Washington, Peter Ducey, Fox News.